Hello, I'm Dr. Gloria Horsley, and I'm here at the Compassionate Friends National Conference with a good friend of mine, Marcia Alig. Hi, Marcia.
Hi, Gloria. Nice to see you.
Now, I've known Marcia for a long time at the Compassionate Friends, and she is very interested in working with
Parents whose children were difficult or troubled, and after the death of this child, it's very hard to talk about how they lived.
And so you're doing a workshop. What are some of the major points you'd like to let people know about?
In the workshop, I like to let them know that it is normal, it is okay to talk about how the child lived and how difficult that was, because in their chapters they hear all these stories about perfect children, and it's very intimidating, and so it keeps them quiet, and they would rather even talk about the death than to talk about the life of the child.
Now that's so interesting. Now you had a child that had problems.
Right. He was only 8 when he died, but he was dyslexic, and his emotional reaction to that was that he threw tantrums so severe that he passed out. And it took us many years after he died to realize that's what was really going on. He would be screaming and kicking, and suddenly he would just be in a deep sleep. And he was unconscious. And what I do in the workshop is to briefly tell his story to set the stage, make it a safe place for them to talk about how their children were. And many of them were drug and alcohol addicted, or mentally ill, or had special disabilities like Tourette's that made them social outcasts. And it was difficult for the parents to even talk about this while the child was alive. And to be in and out of hospitals with your child with mental illness, to have the police calling you frequently because of your child's drug or alcohol problems, this is really hard for people.
What would you suggest to me if I've had a loss recently?
I would recommend getting in touch with people that have had a similar experience, and I also recommend very strongly that they learn a mantra, because the parents are blaming themselves for what happened. And the mantra I teach them is, I did the best I could with the information I had at the time. If you are blaming yourself for your child's behavior before he or she died, try saying to yourself over and over, I did the best I could with the information that I had at the time. And I know you did. I know you took that child to doctors. I know you took that child to counselors. I know you talked about that child, worked with that child, and found it impossible to break through and help that child, but you did everything you could. And you should not blame yourself now.
No, thank you, Marcia. Those are such good words, and I appreciate you so much and everything you do for the world.
Well, thank you, Gloria. I love the opportunity.
Thank you. And I want to thank you for watching this YouTube, and I want to remind you to visit us at opentohope.com. And I always say, if you've lost hope, please lean on ours until you find your own, and God bless.